that she didn't leave because divorce is not permitted in high ranks. But don't feel bad, you know. Others have it far worse. Eye roll. That's what I got from this. It was that one of those, like, martyr complex situations where people are like,
I'll be fine.
Yeah, my life is so, like, they describe all this terrible shit about their life, and they're like, don't feel bad for me. I can handle it. I'm just lucky that I'm strong enough to. Bitch, shut up. I don't care. She asks for a sip of Richard's tea at this point because she's just, you know, so distraught. And Richard watches her drink it all lustfully before asking why she's there. He's like, I gotta turn to business. I gotta get a little bit of a handle on what's going on here.
Yeah, and we finally see just a little shimmer of actual Richard come back into the conversation. You're like, okay, heavy moment. Maybe he's bringing it back.
Not
Maybe
enough for
we'll
my
be
liking,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's any resistance at all, and at that point, there has been none.
Yeah,
you know
the
what
fact
I
that
mean?
we're not just sliding straight into Sex Town.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, okay, it's not enough. It's not enough, but at least there's resistance. Like, okay, maybe he's building momentum, and finally he'll be like, oh shit, what am I? No, fuck off, get out of here. This is my dinner. No favors. Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm sleepy. You're not allowed to be in here and influence me while I'm sleepy, goddammit.
This is my quiet time.
Shit.
Now leave.
So, at this point, Lumholtz tells him of all the death leading up to her being in charge and able to surrender Kelton. That is why she's here.
Amazing. Like, 9 people died. Totally randomly, yeah. I will add. And now I happen to be in charge.
Yeah, I'm a duchess who is in no way really in line for the crown.
Right.
But, like, yeah, a whole bunch of people died. And so now I got it.
Didn't she say that her family was like the royal family and that her husband married up when they got together?
Yeah, she has the like familial tie to Kelton.
Right, but she wouldn't have normally been in line.
No.
To be like the queen, essentially.
No, Prince Firen was, I think, her uncle.
Oh, okay.
He died, but he had no kids.
Elder male relative, so it would have gone to him.
Right, he had no kids, and she has no parents. So, she's the next in line. So, like, yeah. Oh. And he only got it because, like, you know, he got it as a sideways line, and then she got it as, like, a diagonal line.
But I think the most important thing that I picked up on was that she wasn't exactly trying to stop any of these people from being killed. She was just kind of talking shit on the sidelines. Because she probably had something like this in the back of her mind. Like, if you're the 9th guy who's going to be the president, if the president, the vice president, and, 7 more people die, then you're like, then I'm the guy.
Yeah.
So when they start disappearing, you're like, oh, that's a bummer. I'm not super sad, though. Check. 8 people to go.
Yeah, you got to listen.
Kind of, yeah.
But yeah, okay, so at this point, he picks back up the mug that she drank from, and his lips were right where her lipstick stain is, and he gets to, like, taste her lips. It's a whole fucking moment.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's super leaning in.
Yeah.
That's what creepos do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna taste where your lips were on this thing. It's not technically your lips, probably just your lipstick, which is a weird flavor and makes the tea taste awful, but we're still doing it.
We're gonna do it, yeah. And then he tells her that surrendering will only benefit her country. For example, men won't be able to hit their wives anymore. Because we're going to have overarching, like, federal laws, I guess.
Yeah.
But you could still kind of govern yourselves.
I think it's kind of like a gray area, right? So that right now, under the rule they're in, it's like, well, that's the guy's wife. What can you do? And so once Richard is in charge, he will make it so that is actually a law saying you can't do that.
Yeah, and he was explaining, like, yeah, things shouldn't be illegal in one place, but in the next door be totally fine. Like, murder shouldn't be okay in Canada, but not okay in the U.S. Even though we're not all, like, technically under the same rule, obviously, right now. Not even technically, not even a little bit. But you get my point.
States, as an example, would work, too.
Yeah.
Michigan,
Illinois.
There's no murder, and Illinois,
I don't know why my brain is broken. This is an easy example,
Ohio,
and
Indiana,
I'm failing.
We got a bunch
bad.
of them, really. You're fine. Technically, we border Wisconsin, too. It's not a big deal.
But yeah, okay, so, like, murder or rape shouldn't be okay one place where just across the border, it's not okay. Like, everyone should have the same basic rights.
Even though murder, it should be pretty clear that it's not good, yeah, it does make things confusing.
Yes, but I do get how, like, cultures can make that complicated, and that's why Lumholtz doubts he can make it so easily, because obviously we have people like the Mud People who eat people, and then we have Aidendrill where that's obviously not a cool thing.
Right.
So she was trying to say that freedom would make people feel like they have license to do whatever the fuck they want, and he assures her that this shit's gonna come from the top down, and you just have to punish the stuff you can, so you can stop the shit you can, so everything doesn't become anarchy.
So basically laws. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
This thing's been around for a while.
Laws that are enforced,
But
though.
they won't be able to do that because I'm going to tell them that they can't do that.
Right.
So, there you go.
His point, though, is following up from the top down.
Right.
Do you know what I've been enjoying from the top down, Nate?
I'm afraid to answer, but what's that?
My beer!
Oh, yes. Fuck yes.
Can we have a beer break?
We absolutely can, my love.
Yay!
So, we are drinking Sheboygan Brewing Company's, fresh from northern Michigan, Blueberry Cream Ale. So, we've never had this one before. We actually found a new beer.
And I just gotta say, I love the word Sheboygan, or the town name Sheboygan.
Yeah.
Saying Sheboygan is fun.
Sheboygan. Go
Sheboygan.
ahead. We'll give you a second. See, isn't that fun?
Yeah, don't you feel good now?
So this is a light-bodied ale. It's brewed with lactose sugar to make it, nice and creamy. And then the whole thing is fermented over blueberries. Now, it's got more of an aroma than a flavor. But I will say that it's fucking good.
It's a smooth drinker. The lactose makes it ooh.
Well, and it's also funny because while it's very, very smooth, it's also very carbonated.
Yeah.
Which makes it crispy. Even for a cream ale, which is
It almost made you get some cream ale on your pants.
when
When you opened it. It was...
Yeah, no, I spilled it. It was a whole thing. I think Richard needs one of these to take the fucking pressure off.
I was going to say, speaking of, fruit and cream, that's, this is a very fitting beer for our chapter.
Very, very fitting. And it's very, very good. We've got a whole, 4? Just 4 of these.
Yeah,
They're the taller cans, which is fine. So I'm about done with mine anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and re-up, and we will be back right after this. Hey guys, Nate here from All the Things, and I want to talk to you a little bit about 4 Acre Freedom. 4 Acre Freedom is a family-owned and operated one-stop shop for everything that you're probably already looking for. They've got great shirts and hoodies, and don't forget your beer koozies. Those are absolutely essential. We have some actually with the All the Things logo on it, and they look pretty amazing, just saying. They've got custom-made rings and jewelry, which Jade and I also have, and they are awesome. We posted them on Facebook if you guys wanted to get a better look at them. I am sure you're going to want to do that. They can do custom woodwork and signs, like if you want a grace or a quote, they have a thing that'll etch it all out on the wood so you get exactly what you want every single time. They do leather work, like if you want a custom sheath for your knife, do you need a new belt? They can do that too. I mean, you could put those two things together and probably make a baldric. Just saying. Sounds like a good idea to me. They also have farm-to-table bread, candies, and confections, which are delicious. I've tried them. I highly recommend. Look, here's the thing. Everything they do is of the best quality, and it's all literally handmade. The value is there. The quality is there. Everything they do is awesome. And you should check them out for yourself. They're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And of course, you can check them out at 4acrefreedom.com. That's high quality, handmade. And we are back. I'm all better now. God damn, that beer is good. All right. So, Miss Lumholtz?
It's Ms. now because she's not married because he died.
Because he died. So she's just free up. So Ms. with a Z.
Or an S. I think anybody could be a Miss like that. Like Ms. Anybody could be a Ms. Miss is like a young, not married person. But a Ms. could be divorced. She could be a single bit. Like, you could be whatever you want if you're a Ms. You could be a married lady and you're just independent.
So basically what you're saying is she's getting down to Beyonce right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a single lady.
Mhm.
Anyways, didn't expect to do that. She, whoever she is, says that she will surrender, but she only asks for one condition. Now we know that Richard does not like this because he swore there would be no conditions.
Yeah,
He
that was
very
like a hard line.
clearly said that to quite a few people a few times. Now, his brain is still there. That's what this says to me. He's like,
Yeah.
well, not exactly. Finally, he's pumping the actual brakes.
Yeah, he didn't immediately go, yeah, what do you need, babe? He was like, actually, I made a promise, like everybody, that wasn't
Right.
a thing. So, maybe not?
Other people heard me say that, so I kind of got to stick to it now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And, like, I don't know you, so special favors are maybe not a thing?
But he does like, okay, I'll hear you out. At the very least, I'm not promising anything. What you got to say?
Yeah, tell me what you were gonna ask.
So she ends up going into detail about the night that her husband was killed by a Mriswith,
Quote,
with the
unquote.
quotes.
Yeah.
and she was also hit by its blade. This kind of reminded me of like when a bad guy says, quick, shoot me in the arm so that I don't look like I'm guilty, because why would I get shot? She's like, oh, somebody else was killed. Look at these 3 scratches. It's so bad.
Yeah, I was hit too.
So Richard wishes that he could heal her, but she says, look, my problem is more in my head than on my body. After the attack, I was covered in viscera and gore and nastiness in my dress, and I just screamed and cried until I got home and in the shower, which don't blame her for. Also, I just misspoke. They don't have showers.
Yeah, no
she
showers.
took a bath. But it's so bad, Jade. It's so bad. She can't even sleep with her clothes on anymore.
Oh no, she's
Darn.
naked at night and so vulnerable.
Yeah, all alone with no husband there to protect her.
Oh, that's such a poor woman.
Yeah, and that's also something you would kind of assume you don't tell people?
Yeah, maybe not in the first meeting. Like her first private meeting, it's
Right.
not something that you should bring up.
Lord Roll, thank you for meeting with me. Let's get down to business. I sleep naked. How do you feel about that?
Also, it's a weird reaction. Like, okay, I get PTSD, like, will arise in all sorts of different ways. But, like, of all the things that she could be avoiding or scared of, she can't wear clothes at night because her clothes were covered in, like, intestines? Like, okay, that sucks. Really shitty. But that's a weird, I don't know. That seems like a weird reaction.
It is weird. It is weird because of one main, huge, fucking, glaring ass reason that just occurred to me just now. She is wearing a dress at this very moment.
Oh, it only happens when she's sleeping, Nate.
Yeah, I don't, but that's the thing. Like, no, that wouldn't. If you have a problem with clothes because of some terrible thing that happened to you, I'm not trying to downplay her, her trauma, but like, that would affect you all the time then.
Oh, hey, you know what? She's lying anyways, because we know that. So, this is all just a big bag of lies.
So, but I mean, okay, I guess what that illuminates then is that Richard isn't paying attention to those little details because he's so infatuated with her right now.
Yeah, and I mean, he's pretty usually able to spot a lie. Maybe not, like, every lie, but he's usually pretty able to tell when somebody's, like, pulling one over on him, and he's, like, feeling terrible for her. And all he can do is picture her naked after she says that.
Gosh, I feel so bad. What side of the bed do you sleep on? In what position do you sleep in? Just curious, no big deal.
Do you use a comforter?
Do you put the pillow between your legs, or do you put it up next to you like it's a person? Say probably not your ex-husband. More like me, about a me-sized pillow.
Do you sleep with someone fanning you, or do you like it hot?
So her condition ends up being that she wants to be close to Richard so he can offer her his own personal protection from the Mriswith that she's so scared of. Now we know that this is because Richard is like the only person who can kill Mriswith, so it's very fucking convenient if you ask me.
I had a problem with this because, okay, on one hand, you're right. He is the only fucking person. So on one hand, it seems reasonable.
He's the only person you could ask.
Yeah, you could trust to keep you safe from them. On the other hand, fucking red flags that she wants him close enough to protect her. Like,
at nighttime.
yeah, weird. This is weird. I don't want that. Like, I don't know you. You don't deserve my protection all the time. Like, I'm not protecting anybody 24/7. Why should I protect you?
It's almost like she's trying to create herself or